Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rising Info Live here at Rise Up Creatives. This is the 23rd day of February in the year 2022. Let me know in the chat box where are you coming in at this moment in time. So if you are joining me for the first time, this is Master Coach A, and this conversation here is brought to you by Rise Up Creatives. And if you are new to Rise Up Creatives, this is a digital launchpad for business owners and entrepreneurs, coaches who wants to rise up and be creative in content creation, publication, and distribution so that you can create beautiful, engaging content that grows your followers and increase your engagement so that you can create and provide more value to the people who's following you, waiting for you to show up every single day. Let's face it, not a lot of us would have a lot of times in the world to show up and fulfill our commitments. Many people would say, I have very limited time, I'm busy, and I have a lot of things in my life, but I still want to show up. I still want to provide value. I still want to say yes to my audience. And if that's you, the commitment of Rise Up Creatives is to help you come up every single day with valuable content with just 5 minutes every single day, 5 minutes investment, 5 minutes to simply show up and pour your heart out using our customizable templates and curated photos. And of course, we have our design studio that would truly help you level up in your content creation. If you want to know more about the conversation, if you know more about our offers, if you know more about the things that we offer here at Rise of Creatives, just get in touch with us, send us a direct message, or you can definitely call and get in touch with Coach Rosel at 0917-586-1661, or give me a private message, hook me up, or send me an email at connect at via connect at mastercoacha.com. That's all private conversations that we can go through so that probably in this moment in your life you kind of thinking, do I really need a platform? So in that conversation, in that private conversations that we can have through chat, through email, or when you give us a call, we will be able to assist you and to facilitate shortening the gap from where you are today to where you want to go in terms of showing up every single day and serving the people who you truly love and want to help in their journey. Okay? So for tonight, this is the conversation that we are going to have. The conversation that we're going to have is the Borden formula. So every Wednesday I'm coming out here sharing with you information. Okay, so it's Rising Info every Wednesday because the information that I'm sharing with you is in perfect alignment on what's happening in the globe and how you can accelerate and level up this information. So for quite some time, I'm bringing in the table the conversation on the rise of social commerce. So like everyone right now is going through social commerce. So if you would see Facebook have changed a lot. There's a lot of sponsored ads. There's a lot of people selling through Facebook, and their content is producing sales for them. There are people who showing up, doing FB live or uploading the recorded videos, and they're able to convert this conversation to sales. So this is what I'm bringing in the table for a couple of weeks right now, because I want you to understand that social commerce is here to stay. So this is not just one of the thing of a trendy thing that somehow somewhere in a little while it will turn off or it will just die down and you don't have to do something. But social commerce is on the rise, especially during this time of pandemic. So a lot of people is moving into social commerce, and the conversation tonight, the formula tonight will help you, okay, do the conversation, whether you're doing your FB Live like this, whether you're doing your email, whether you're doing a chat, or you're creating content, you're publishing content, engagement content. How do you bring that level of curiosity, and how can you electrify the interest of your audience so that when you finally make an offer, they're ready to say yes to you? Let me know in the chat box if that is something quite interesting for you to know. Like, have you ever thought why when you make an offer, it's a kind of crickets and you're not hearing any feedback? But you get to see a lot of people who probably would just say one word or two liners, and the audience will just respond and they're able to close. How many of you have, thought of, can I also do the same if I am a new entrepreneur? Or maybe you are a business owner and the manner of your selling, the way that you are making sales is not via social commerce or not through digital platform, not social media. You're thinking, can I operate that way? Can I really maximize social media? Can I really make sales? How many of you is thinking, is it possible for me? And you're looking into an opportunity to finally make it happen. If you are one person and you want that, you're saying, I want that. I truly want to have that conversation. And when I'm having that conversation with my prospect, I want my prospect to be electrified with interest, that I don't have to push hard, that I don't have to do the hard selling, but my audience or the person in front of me or the person I'm having chat, okay, is so intensely interested. Like you're like, oh, yeah, come on, bring it on. What do you have to offer? Let's get started. How many of you wants that? Okay. How many of you saying, Coach, I want that. I want that. I want that conversations. I want that to happen with me. You're in for a treat because that's exactly what Borden formula is all about. Now, let me give you a little background about Borden. Okay. So Borden is a public speaker, okay? So it's actually Richard C. Borden. So many years ago, Borden was the administrative chairman of the Department of Public Speaking at New York University. And he was also one of the nation's, okay, most popular speakers and sales trainers. Okay, he's an author of books on selling and public speaking. Now, it's interesting enough that you may think of the way you present your product to your customers, to your clients, or maybe when you're doing FB like this, it is very interesting to note that it feels like you're doing public speaking, isn't it? That you're scared, you're trembling, and you don't know what to say. How many of you experience that it feels like you're doing an actual public speakership, that there's a lot of people in front of you and you are just like terrified, you're scared, and you wanted to just like evaporate and hopefully this is done and over? How many of you experience that even on a virtual setup and a virtual platform like this? Okay, so if you are connecting and you experience that, great, to let us know. Okay, like speaking that fear and sharing with us your thoughts, letting us know that that is your challenge, will also help you get into awareness and acknowledgement that this is an area where you need help. And this simple 4-step formula would really help you get started. Now, this is so simple, and you probably would say, would it really have an impact? Yes, it will. Okay, so 4-step formula, it means that it goes in sequence. You have to cross the barrier. In fact, step number 1 is the barrier, okay, breaker. You need to break through that barrier, and when you break through that barrier, then the conversation flow. And if you continue to step 2, 3, and 4, you'll definitely nail it. Okay, let me know in the chat box if you are ready. Put some ready in the chat box. Let's get started. Okay. Step number 1, okay? So remember, this goes in sequence, okay? You don't miss the sequence. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-step, simple, okay? And the first step, okay? Actually, the 4 steps response or mirror or translate for emotional outbursts whenever we make an offer or whenever we make a talk. Okay, so this is the same emotional outburst. Okay, the same emotional outburst is actually the same steps. Okay, that you have to bear in mind when you are making the presentation. Okay, so step number 1, okay, this is the okay, so HO space HUM. How many of you heard something from someone you don't know, or maybe a friend, and that friend just like told you something that's crazy, that out of the blue, or you could not even fathom why in the world, okay, it finally just and okay, and you would have variations of this, but really, okay, when that person gets to a space where you are crossing the barrier, and the person will kind of stop in there and look into what you are about to offer. How many of you can connect with me? Okay, how many of you can really remember the moments in your life when at the top of your lungs you want to say, what do you have to say? Okay, so like for example, if you if you heard somebody say, did you know that last week there were like 5,000 coffins delivered to city X, Y, and Z? Uh-huh. Hmm? How many of you have that kind of impressions or expression and response? Let me know in the chat box if you're connecting, because that moment is what you need to cross, what you need to have whenever you want a conversation landing into a sale. Okay? So, step number 2 or emotions number 2. Here's okay, and maybe you can connect and you would realize, oh, maybe that's the reason I finally get into buying. Okay? Number 2 is this. Okay? Why bring that up? Okay, imagine that emotions of you, like you're there, somebody's making a presentation, and you know it's gonna be a sale. You know that they're gonna be selling something to you, and then all of a sudden, this person bring up something, and your mind rushing to, and you wanna shout out and say, "Why bring that up?" Okay, so that is okay, because at that moment, okay, the person is not only interested, okay, but the person wants you to reason out, give more, okay, give more, okay. So, like for example, okay, if your moment would be, you know what, last month, okay, a man had an invention done and completed during his spare time. And he earned $1 million during the time. Uh-huh. And your mind look into why bring that up? And you follow through and say, you know what? That's interesting part, because there's a lot of people confronted with so much spare time but broke. And but this man, on his spare time, made millions. Think about that. And now the third step or the next emotions would be proving, right? So you would say, for instance, okay, now, okay, your client, the person in front of you, or if you are that person, now you're asking me, for instance, give me some proof. Okay, give me some proof that this one would truly make sense, okay? By the time you're truly hooked into the conversation, right? You want to know what's next, what's up, and come on, bring it on, bring it on, okay? So that thing, when they say, like, for instance, okay, so going on a spare time, I could say, look, Abraham Lincoln, okay, got his path, okay, to immortality, okay, during his spare time. Or some people never get awakened from their spare time because they went into slumber, okay? Like, for example, today the world is really reaping the benefits from what Edison did, okay, from something he was doing during his spare time. So, I can look into a lot of examples that innovation that happened during a person's spare time. And now you're curious. Okay, so what are you telling me? So that's the fourth step. So what? Okay, what? Why bring that up? For instance, and now the question is, so what? So what? Because people, here, listen up. I'm bringing up these conversations that happens on spare time and what you can do during your spare time, because it was just such a shame how much spare time you are wasting, when that spare time can be turned into productivity, where you can monetize your talents because you're able to productize something during your spare time. See, you're having so much energy. Don't you want to utilize that energy? Because just as I said, they're just a man who made millions of dollars from his spare time. So my question to you, how are you using your spare time? That's it. That's the fourth step. And when I landed that, I can even further tell you, by the way, I have a master class coming up this Saturday talking about productivity. Well, by the way, that's true. Okay. I'm teaching Fractal Productivity this coming Saturday inside Be Learning Society. So if you are not yet part of Be Learning Society, I'd like to invite you to be part of Be Learning Society and learn the Fractal Productivity mental model from me this coming Saturday. So that's it. As simple as that. You can bring that aha moment and bring that curiosity, okay, juicy part, start with the conversations of and build up into why bring it up, okay, why bring it up, why tell me that, okay, then move into giving some examples, and then you nail it with, hey, this is what I'm offering, maybe you want to take a look. Is this conversation helpful? Is this sharing, is this method something valuable to you? Let me know in the chat box if the Borden formula is something you can get started. And if you get the win, okay, like you finally nailed it, okay, by the way, everything comes with practice. Get started practicing. And if you are one person, you're saying, look, I am not yet there in that moment. I am not yet there. And there's nothing that nobody knows me. How can I make an offer? Nobody, I'm nobody right now. I'm just watching you and I'm just starting. And yeah, I'm curious now. If you're watching on the replay, you're saying, hey, okay, look, on Monday, inside Rise Up Creatives Masterclass, I'm going to be teaching personal branding, zero from scratch. Like if you are one person and you haven't touched on personal branding, okay? Like you've never really leveled up on something, okay? Maybe you've heard about personal branding, but you've never really tried doing something step by step. So that's going to be my masterclass, or I would say my workshop for people inside Rise Up Creative. So for all the subscribers, to all the lifetime members, hello, kudos to all of you. Cheers, okay? So this coming Monday, inside, it's gonna be a private conversation now via Zoom. I'm gonna be helping my subscribers, I'm going to be helping our members here at Rise Up Creatives, like really to go through the path of personal branding. Because truth of the matter, okay, before this person finally listen to you or get into your offer, they wanted to see you first, who you are and what are you doing in the industry. And oftentimes the difficult part is, who are you, like in their eyes, who are you in the space? And it's all boiling down to personal branding. And that's going to be my conversation this Monday. Now, this is private and exclusive to all the members of Rise Up Creatives. And so if you are not yet a member of Rise Up Creatives and you're still not resolved and you're still thinking, you're still doing your budgeting to join us, don't worry, okay? We are offering a 7-day trial period. So if you hop in there right now after the conversations, after this FB Live, and you sign up, okay, you can join me this coming Monday inside Zoom, be a private uh, meeting at Zoom, and let's talk about personal branding. So if you are one person and you don't know yet, you're not convinced yet, and you're still thinking, can Rise Up Creatives help me really in building up myself, my brand, my business? Can I really grow? Can I really accelerate? Then, okay, let me just work with you this coming Monday. Give yourself a permission to work with Master Coach A this Monday. So if you're not yet part of Rise Up Creatives, I look forward seeing you on Monday. Sign up for the 7-day trial membership here at Rise Up Creatives. Go to our website, click on the trial period, and it's going to be 7 days. You're not going to pay for us, but you will get a lot of value. I just don't want you to learn from me. I want you to co-labor with me for your business. Let's get to work on Monday. Let's roll our sleeves together on Monday. Allow me to work with you so that you start seeing results in your business. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Master Coach A. To all our lifetime members here at Rise Up Creatives, to my fellow kindred coaches, to everyone from Life Coach Philippines, Decaf Coffee Republic, to my followers at Coach A Coaching Community, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's a midweek conversations happening every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And you're doing such an amazing job warming my hearts every Wednesday. So I look forward seeing you next Wednesday. But before that, please allow me to co-labor and to do a co-working session with you this coming Monday inside Rise Up Creatives offshore, okay? Like the private part of the Rise Up Creatives, because everything that we talk in Rise Up Creatives, like everything that you're seeing in the posting, everything that I'm sharing here in Rising Info, all of that, okay, I'm gonna put it all together, okay, in that workshop or in that masterclass, okay? So I'm gonna bring that together so that you start building up your personal brand and you're able to maximize and fully utilize whatever it is that you are creating inside Rise Up Creatives. Let me know in the chat box the value that you've gotten from this conversation. Share with me your ROI or hashtag return of insight. Let me know if this is of value and if there's any topic that you are interested to hear, if there are other formula, if there are other methods that you think you need in this season of your life. Let me know in the chat box, and who knows, maybe that's going to be my next topic next Wednesday. I'll see you again on Wednesday. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Looking forward to have you inside Rise Up Creatives very soon. Good night. This is Master Coach A signing off. Please don't forget to share your hashtag ROI in the chat box. Bye-bye.